What are these infused with again?
Lotus flower.
Lotus flower bomb,
firefly.
When I'm up, she take me high.
And I can teach you all the sounds of love. Flower bomb.
Let me blow up on you. Oh, while I stand.
Yeah.
Welcome to Soft Launch, episode 36.
Yes. And I just say, what a young episode.
The youngest episode.
The youngest episode, because 36 is the new 21.
Yeah, honestly, if I was talking to a 36-year-old girl, I feel a bit pedophile because she's so young. She's got so much life ahead of her. I'd actually feel like I'm taking advantage of her.
Yeah. She could definitely have kids when we start trying.
Yeah. It's just what it is. And we're here, episode 36. We're in the mix. I am Samantha Santos, a.k.a. Sammy Ethers, a.k.a. Sammy Fertles, a.k.a. Sammy fucking Sex Pot.
Yeah. And I'm JC Mendoza, and I'm not good at these.
I tried to tee you up to say some funny stuff.
I got nervous.
You got nervous.
We planned it.
You got
not
nervous.
in our notes. We have a whole notes thing on this. He didn't say. I got nothing. Now you showed me up. He's upset because I did better on a show than him tonight. He's trying to sabotage me.
Yeah. It's scary early times, but it's fun. It's here. We understand. Everything's understood, but it's good to be here. Episode 36. We're feeling good. It's Sunday night. It's about 11:30 p.m. We're fresh off of a great show. We feel good. We're just going to jump right into this episode with our first segment.
Yes.
One thing about we. And one thing about me, I feel great. I feel wonderful. We just did our Brownish show at New York Comedy Club. It went great. We sold a bunch of tickets that we didn't expect to sell.
Yeah.
So, but sold a bunch of tickets, had a good time. And, it feels really good because, make no mistake, when the show started, we thought it was going to be a fucking shit show.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We thought it was going to be, the crowd absolutely was stunk. They
horrendous.
stunk. And there was just awful people in the corner that honestly, JC called it.
Yeah.
We walked in and they were like, they were just four of them standing there. I didn't even notice them. And he's like, they're going to be a problem.
Yeah.
And they were, because you noticed, you clocked, they might have been already drunk.
I think they were already drunk, and it didn't help that they were dressed like they went to a Love and Hip Hop reunion. It's just what it is.
One of the girls was dressed like a slutty Boy Scout.
Yeah, they really put the whore in horrendous. And they were right in the front row. As soon as you saw them, they were talkative the whole time.
Oh my God, yeah. They were texting.
They were texting, feet on the stage. It was just a recipe for disaster.
It really was.
And then we met them with our own disaster because, make no mistake, the first comic they saw was Derek Drescher. Two of those guys were gay, and they were all offended.
Yeah, just Derek couldn't hide that. He's homophobic.
It just couldn't be done. But Derek, he was having a good set, but he just couldn't. It's fun to see guys like that get a little nervous when they know, oh shit, because I say gay in my set, and now I'm actually dealing with gay people in my face, and it's fun to watch them sweat a little bit.
Yeah.
But the show was weird. The security clocked that they were weird.
Yep.
They kicked them out. They tried to kick them out early, and make no mistake, these people went outside and they just screamed bloody murder.
They tried to fight the server.
Yeah.
And then I went to the bathroom, and as I was peeing, I heard the commotion outside, and I peed as hard as I could, washed my hands as quick as I could, and I came out. I had to see the action.
It was a fucking
It was
nightmare.
wild, and I almost wanted to
insane.
jump in, but I didn't because I was going up next. I didn't want to fuck up
let
my
it
set.
bother you. No, but those people, they were yelling, they were upset because they were being super loud, super talkative. They were looking disengaged, and they were front, and everybody in the crowd could see them. So the crowd is just watching them be weird, and it's making the whole show weird. So the security guard went over the first time and said, hey, you guys being a little loud, need to be quiet. And then after that, done. They were like, I don't like the way that you spoke to us.
Oh my God, yeah, it was
We're
crazy.
trying to have fun. We paid money to be here. Then they go outside, and the guys are trying to usher them out, and it's just a whole mess.
Yeah.
And then the
whole
server
it became, don't put your hands on her. That's a woman. And
was a
then it was really,
because New York Comedy Club has a bouncer for these things, but it's one guy, it's four people yelling at him.
Yeah.
Then the server, my dog Chris, very, very good dude, good server, good comic, always around. He had to jump in and help. Like, hey guys, it's time for you to go. And for Chris, I'm extra proud of him because it's got to be hard to be a server and kick people out, but it's got to be even harder to be a white man and try to kick 4 black people out, 2 of them gay, during Black History Month.
Yeah, it's got to be. He definitely had to think that one through.
Yeah, because not only did his life flash before his eyes because he was in danger, but his career is in front of his eyes because he was trying to kick out gay black people.
Yeah,
but make no mistake, they were gay and they were black and they deserve all the great things, but they were not good audience members.
They were not good audience members, and if they go viral because they were taking pictures and videoing, so while they were getting kicked out, down when they left out the part where they were really annoying.
Yeah, but it's all on tape, and we're gonna have it. And we're gonna be able, like, New York Comedy Club has 2 cameras. They're gonna be able to show exactly what they did. So if anything,
fine.
it's not gonna come to that. But yeah, they were.
But they were awful. They got kicked out, and then the show was just absolutely tanking.
Horrible until our dog. To be fair, Chris Ryder hosted a great show. Derek did good up top, and then April Body was running a bunch of new stuff. She's very funny, but she was on stage while those people were getting kicked out. And it was a whole fucking thing. So until Stefan took the stage, it was like he got a clean slate, and he really broke this shit the fuck open, killed it. And then my baby got on stage. Make no mistake, she did her best to absolutely bury me. It was fucking scary.
Call me the Undertaker.
Yeah, she was like, light me at 10. I lit her at 12, and she didn't get off till she did 16. Yeah, she was fucking murdering. It was so much fun to see you up there just fucking molly-whopping.
Yeah, make no mistake, I needed that because guess what? I was in a mood this week. Yeah. No, I actually wasn't.
No, you've been doing great. Ever since you started this new job, I feel like you've been super light.
Yeah.
Starting this new job in that meditation session we had last week, letting go of that hate.
Absolute game.
Had to get it. We had to reset so hard. We bought a whole new brand of sage.
We did.
Because like the other one's just not getting the job done.
Yeah, and I bought sage and didn't realize it's this big. I use it as a dildo. It's what it is.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so I smoked before we did an episode.
Yeah, I mean, and if it's not obvious, we smoked. We got a new drink that we're trying. It's called Lily.
Oh yeah,
it's not THC infused. It's not alcohol. It's just, what is it?
It's a lotus.
Lotus flower extract.
Yes,
infused,
and it's supposed to like reduce anxiety.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
So
we had one earlier, and I had the Sunday scaries, and then I didn't. So,
and honestly,
and it might have been just because I was getting fucked.
Yeah, it's just what it is. And now you know Samantha's really in the zone because she's not usually this candid about her sex life. So you know a little bit of weed plus an anxiety deleter, and you're just gonna get Sammy heaters.
Yeah, it's just the best version of me.
Yeah. Finally, we need to get this out of a can and inject it in your bloodstream. Man, we had a great show. Turnout. Samantha did well. I got to close the show. I did about 30 minutes.
Yeah,
we're gonna clap it up for that.
It's a big deal.
I'm very, very proud of myself. It was my first time running 30 in New York City, really, outside of my birthday, which at St. Mark's was fun, but it was about 90 million degrees in that room.
Was honestly the worst.
And I didn't get on stage until an hour and a half after the show started.
Yeah,
because it was a nightmare.
It was a nightmare.
We're letting go of negativity, so we're not going to name names. But the reason why the show was bad was because of. And that's just a reminder now that we're back, just a reminder to go to www.patreon.com/softlaunch. Get unedited episodes, $5 a month, become a super softie.
Yeah.
Interact with us, see our great content.
Yeah.
You know, we're just having a blast out
here. We're having an absolute blast.
Yeah.
I'm feeling nice.
Yeah, good. I'm glad. I'm glad you deserve it. You should feel nice because you fucking crushed it tonight. So one thing about me, I had a great show, did 30 minutes, and I'm just really harping on it because,
it's a big deal.
You don't get I don't get those opportunities in New York City to run that much time, and I'm very happy that I did.
Yeah, if you're not like familiar with comedy at all, there's not plenty places that'll book you for more than 15. 15 is a stretch.
15's as good as you can hope for in the city.
Yeah, it's as much as you think you, like, nobody does that, unless you're like in a club and you have like an actual spot. But so 30 is a lot because it takes a long time to get that, to make sure that your jokes are good
for the whole 30 minutes.
Exactly. So it's like
the crowd, you got to work to see if they're getting fatigued, and you got to, it's a roller coaster.
Yeah, but it's a craft, and it's super exciting that you got to do that.
Yeah, I'm very happy for myself, and I'm happy to do more. I feel great. It was a good week of comedy for me. I hosted 2 underground overground shows. Those were amazing. I got to link up with the superstar fucking Marcelo Hernandez.
That's right.
And he came. He closed out the second show. And I mean, now that we've been doing comedy for a couple of years, I feel like I've got to bring up Bill Burr. I've got to bring up Ralph Barbosa. And I got to bring up Max at his shows, honestly.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody go crazier than crowds go when I bring up Marcelo Hernandez at this point in time.
Yeah, no. He's a star.
Unreal.
It's unbelievable to watch. Unreal. I love it.
It's crazy.
The energy you feel.
The energy rises. the air smells like cum because women are soaking wet.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just.
And this one you can understand.
Yeah,
because
nice guy. He's a nice guy, cute kid,
Yeah.
very fucking funny.
His material isn't just beating down women.
No, it's not. It's actually uplifting them, which is crazy to see.
You can tell he's raised by women.
Yeah, I fuck with Marcelo and watching him do stand up because, like, you know, we come from a similar life. Like, he was living with all the women in his house, you know, because his parents were divorced, and my dad, big part of my life, I was around my dad all the time, but I lived with women. My mother, shout out my mom, shout out my two sisters, you know, so like a lot of my perspective in life is changed because I got to live with them so closely, and Marcelo is so much more like in tune with what that means for the way he sees the world, and when he gets to bring it to stage, it's so much fun to watch. Yeah. So like, if you ever get a chance to see Marcelo live on the road, wherever the fuck, you check him out. He's so good, and he's only getting better now. Not that he's a star, like, you know, you see some people get it and chill out, but he's gotten it, and he's fucking foot on neck wilding the fuck out.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Good. And even like before he was on, it's not even just SNL. He's always had this like essence about him that like, because even when I did Caroline's and he was on it, he was only on SNL for like a week. Yeah, and like
it was definitely before his first episode, I think.
Oh, was it?
I think so.
Yes.
We knew he was casted, but
he had just gotten it. But he had just announced he hadn't done it yet. And all my cousins, my family, like I had a lot of family pull up to that show, and he, like they remember him like so clearly. They were like, he was amazing. They loved him. My cousin Kristen like would tell her husband, she's like, I told him like that's my hall pass. Like
that's crazy. By the way.
Yeah, and like he hadn't even had an episode yet. Yeah. He's just a star quality. Just, and it's honestly. That was like a moment when he got SNL, because you had come here the day that it happened, and you told me because I wasn't on my phone, and I was like, wow, like I know that person. Yeah. It's such an inspiration, like to see him absolutely kill it, and him also being Latino. It's just so much fun.
It's beautiful, and it's like, yo, he was doing the same spots. He was hosting the same places, doing the same shows that we were doing right before he got it. Yeah. So shit was slow until it wasn't. Yeah. So it's like super cool to see. And I say all that to say, Marcelo, if you're hearing this, fucking wreck me at the cellar. It's time. I'm ready. I don't know. What are we talking about?
Yeah, don't get ahead. Start talking about you at the stand. All right?
Facts, bro. But yeah, it was super cool. And then I got to go to the cellar with him after that. And it just felt cool for me just to be seen with him, honestly. Because Marcelo's, he offered to like, yo, come to the cellar with me. He's just a nice fucking guy.
The best.
He's refused to bump me before on the lineup at the pair. He's like just a good dude,
just a nice guy.
Yeah, nice guy.
Really, like, you know, you see him get stuff and you're like, of course. This is exactly how it should be. Because so many times in this, I feel like in this business, things get tainted because so many people get things that, like, you know, we don't perceive as like, you know, deserving of it. And, you know, whether that means their talent or who they are as a person. Like some people that are making it fucking stink. And like they're awful to be around. But like Marcelo is not one of those people. I don't have a negative thing to say about him at all.
Everything that he gets is just
and he kills it on stage.
And he's a fucking murderer.
Yeah. So really can't say anything about him.
Shout out to Marcelo. And yeah, that was a big thing for me this week. I've just been a good week of shows. I feel like, you know, I'm doing less shows, but I'm getting paid more. I feel more comfortable. I'm trying things out. We had a big conversation the other day about the way that I host and going on stage and actually allowing the show to happen and like just reacting in the moment instead of having a set script of things I know work. And that's been doing wonders for me. And, you know, I just feel in a very happy, positive place about my comedy journey right now.
I'm happy for you too. I feel really good about where you are.
And you're killing it too. You already know what it is.
Yes.
What about you? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I feel really good. I was about what we were saying. We were talking about you hosting. That was super cool because we had the conversation on our way to the stand, and he was going to be hosting, and like, you know, just had this conversation about like letting go and just like go. And whatever, it doesn't matter what the conversation was, but what I watched him get on stage and literally do exactly what he said he was going to do. Like we didn't even have time to sit on it. It was super cool to see. It went so well. It was one of the best I've seen you host in so long. Like it was so great. So it was really cool to see you like put it to action. Like right in the moment. Like didn't even take, you know, like a second. Cause sometimes I feel like you get in your head and you have to like think things through. You just did it and it was awesome to see.
That's the fun thing about comedy, and especially having a partner in it, is that like we get to talk about it so much, and I have so many opportunities to put our words into practice and action. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm thinking about doing this, let me take my time and get into it. It's like, no, I'm going to be sillier and I'm going to get off the script that I feel like I'm on, and I'm going to do something completely different. And I had the opportunity to just go do it. And it's one thing that I love about doing this. And then also, of course, doing it with you just makes it so much more fun and easy. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Is that your one thing about you?
No, my one thing about me was, this weekend was super great. I had nothing on Friday, and then I picked up a spot, which was cool. Mm-hmm. And then yesterday,
got you murdered, by the way.
Yeah,
shout out to Barbershop.
A little bit. And then on yesterday, which was Saturday, I had 3 spots.
Ooh,
and they were all great, but then I had a spot. I don't want to say where it was.
No, you can say.
No, I don't want to.
But the show was great.
I know,
and
but
it has
I don't want
to.
It doesn't. I know. I just don't want to say.
Big up the spot. It's not their fault. I don't think.
Anyway, I had a spot, and I don't want to say. I don't know why. It's just.
Right. I don't know why. I'm gonna say it because I love doing shows there, and this is your shot to go there because it's great. Comedy in Harlem. It's a great club. It's mad fun. I love doing shows there. I wish I got to do more.
Yeah. It was super, super great. I had a great set. It was a lot of fun. I was actually super nervous because I got there and like the audience was like 55 and up. Yeah. It was a little bit of a retirement thing, and it was 55 and up. And I was like, I don't know how this is gonna go. Yeah. And it went really well. I had a great time with them. Like I didn't do like my set straight through. Like I did a lot of talking to them because that's like they wanted that. Mm-hmm. Great set. So much fun. Got paid 50 beans.
It always is fun in Harlem. I love doing
10 minutes.
It's so much fun up there.
10 minutes, $50 gone. It's just about 16 miles away from the train.
Yeah. I mean, location is everything. Yeah. The location's not great, but I do love it up there.
Stinks.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh my God, it's such a long walk from the train. Anyway, but. So set was good, and I was about to leave. I was like, all right, I was watching the comic that went after me, got up, went to go to the bathroom. I would go to the bathroom. As I get in there, like, a couple seconds later, someone tries to open the door, and, that happens because people don't know if someone's in there. Yeah. I come out, and there's a dude standing there by, like, where the sinks are. And he was like, did you want me to follow you? And I was like, what?
On Instagram? You want to follow my Instagram?
I'm like, what?
Yeah, Make Me Laugh Sam. Come to another show.
It was, yeah. I honestly.
That's not what he meant?
No.
What did he mean?
He then proceeded to tell me that he thought we were making eye contact with each other, and that I went to the bathroom to signal him to come follow me there. And it was like, this guy, does he think we're filming a porn right now?
Oh, he thought he was about to get some ass.
To get fucked in a bathroom.
At a comedy club. That you just performed at.
Yeah. So he thought he was living in a porn.
Well, to be fair, that's almost flattering. He thought you were a fucking rock star. He thought that's how you lived your life.
I came on stage and I was like, you, come fuck me.
He thought...
He must have listened to the last episode. I was like, yo, come eat this box.
He must have thought you were the fucking Rihanna of stand-up comedy, just picking and choosing your shots. That's insane.
What
did you do?
I was like, no. And I was nervous. I got nervous because I didn't know what was about to happen. I mean, there were people there, nothing was going to happen to me, but like, I just got scared. And then I was like, no. And then I like washed my hands and I zoomed out, got my coat and said, all right, gotta head out. And I ran the fuck out of there. Then I started laughing while I was walking the street. I was like, the confidence. And this guy, first of all, he said we made eye contact. I was watching the comic on stage. I didn't even see this guy, and I just got off stage. I didn't even see him in the audience.
Yeah, you thought we were making eye contact, brother. I have astigmatism. Everything looks like it's a blurry light to me.
Yeah, I wear glasses. There's a reflection. How did you think what did you think my eyes? I couldn't even see you.
Also, family, this is a comedy club. I'm well lit because I'm on stage. I can't see anything that's happening out there.
It was the craziest thing.
I think all I can see is the red light that tells me to get off stage, and then I just have I think it's a bunch of black people out there because I'm in Harlem, and the laughs are hearty.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking I'm in a room full of soul. I don't know where I'm looking.
It was insane.
Yeah, that's nuts.
So I was like, what the fuck? That was so insane. And then I had a spot at the Pair after, and I was telling like Brandon Trusso and Derek Gonzalez, and Derek was like, that guy's either the weirdest guy or maybe the luckiest guy because maybe that's happened to him before and he just thinks this is how it is. Yeah. And I was like, I bet you it did. And how he's just like, oh, women this is what happens. And it's like, babe, you go back to her. She's
that was your wife, dude.
Yeah. Just go back.
This is not your life. That was your wife. This is not a normal situation. Yeah. The ball's on you.
It was insane.
That's so... I feel like he tried to trump you. He tried to just tell you what it was.
Yeah,
you want to fuck me? You were making eye contact. Yeah. You're begging me for sex. You're practically on your knees right now. And then you got out of the room and you're like, maybe I do. Maybe I do want to fuck this guy. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was completely insane.
Is that the most audacious thing a guy has ever said to you in your life?
I would answer that if I knew what audacious meant.
Jesus Christ.
No, I we're
one. It's. Oh, do you? I was about to say scary hours. Oh, nope. It's just scary. Because Samantha has no education formally. It's just what it is. She went to Catholic school, but they taught her that the best abstinence, the best protection.
The best way to not get pregnant is to not have sex. And I was like, hey, I'm a Scorpio. I'm a horny girl.
Yeah, Samantha didn't know what a condom was until she was 26, and then by then it was too late to use them. We went raw on the first date. It's what it is.
Oh my god!
Oh man! Dude.
Oh my god! Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, condoms exist in theory.
No, that's also untrue, but that is probably true for you.
What?
You just told your life story. You probably didn't use condoms ever.
I've used condoms.
That is not the case for me. I use condoms all the time.
Well, not all the time.
Well, not with you, but I'm saying like I was usually people I was in relationships with.
All right, fine. I had chlamydia one time. I thought we were past it. It's just what it is. We're having fun. And yeah, that's crazy. When you texted me that, I was like, what?
Yeah. And they could say when you texted me back 25 minutes later, I could have been killed.
Oh, brother. Could have been. Well, you know, to be fair,
it was because he was being a little moody about a couple people at the stand. He didn't understand that my life was in danger.
No, man, make no mistake. It's been a good weekend. Saturday, I was in a bit of a mood.
Yeah.
Because I had to host a show, and there was 2 fucking drunk bitches in the front row that were so rude, so nasty, and so rude. And I fucking couldn't stand them. And they ruined my day. And then there's just a couple of old comics that I don't like.
Yeah.
We don't have to say their names because they're very successful and they're very funny. I just don't like them as people. I think they're very rude to me all the time.
They are. They go out of their way to be rude.
The man never fucking wants to give me a fist bump whenever I say hello because we work at the same place.
Yeah, he'll ignore it like it's not happening.
And then his wife always has something fucking smart to say. And I said it on the last episode. There's no more hate in my heart. But it's funny because I say it to myself before I feel hateful. I'm like, no hate in my heart, but I fucking hate these people and I want bad things to happen to them. So I was just in a fucking mood, but you know, it was still a great weekend of comedy. And, yeah. I'm sorry that I didn't respond right away. I'm just glad that guy didn't steal you away from me.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I can't imagine.
I will say something else the guy did to me. I think I told you this.
Go.
Sorry, I don't know. That just came to my head. There was a time that I was hanging out with this chick who was cheating on her husband.
Just what it is.
Yeah, just what it was. And I didn't know until that day. Yeah. She like brought this guy and she's like making out with him. And I'm like, you're married.
Yeah.
And I really cannot reveal who this is.
I know who it is.
So, really?
Yeah, you told me this
Okay,
one.
yeah, okay, I did. So she brought this guy, she and then he had a friend.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, I mean, I don't condone this, but we'll talk about it tomorrow because I want to make out with this guy.
And you made out with him?
Yeah, we were making out. Yeah.
Semi-makeout.
Yeah, so I was like, he was obsessed with me. I was making him laugh so much. He couldn't handle himself. So then he was one of those guys that was like hysterical laughing. He's like, yo, you're gonna be my wife. And I was like, I will never see you again. I will literally never see you again.
So your friend cheating on her husband and then
he brought a friend.
He brought a friend. Did you decide you were gonna make out with him before he told you were hilarious or after he was telling you were hilarious?
No, I was going to make out with him
regardless. Before he opened his mouth, you were like, I'm already going to make out with him.
Well, like, yeah, it was just like, whatever. I guess we're going to do this.
Where were you at in your life where you were like, I need to make out with this guy?
Yeah, I was just about 27 years old.
Yeah, you just fresh off mom's insurance, ready to fucking get loose, cuz.
Fresh off an engagement, just ready to fucking tongue down some guys.
Yeah,
so we were tonguing down at the bar, and I was so drunk.
Yeah.
Because I was with a bunch of people before, and everybody left, and my friend was like, oh, stay with me, and I stayed with her, and then she bamboozled me into this situation, which, whatever, was going to make it work for me.
Yeah.
I wasn't in a relationship. It was fine with me. So it was all of us, and we were taking shots. It was like, it was crazy. I was in a depression, so I was just drinking to not feel.
Yeah.
So I'm absolutely blacked out, by the way. So like we're making out at the bar, and then somebody decided like it's time to go.
Yeah.
So I go with them, and we end up in somebody's apartment. Right.
Oh, you went with your friend,
my friend, and this guy. She wanted to fuck this guy.
Yeah.
So, but to this day, I have no idea where the fuck we were. I know we were in the Lower East Side. I know we were in the projects.
Yeah.
But I don't know where the fuck we were. Like, I have no idea. So I'm wasted. And then once I get there, I'm like, I need to get out.
Yeah. You start looking around like, oh, I'm getting recruited for an orgy here.
Yeah. So I'm like, I need to get out of here. So I go to the bathroom and I'm peeing. And then the guy just comes into the bathroom that I was making out with. Just his dick out. just stick out. Just not even his pants off. Just
Winnie the Poohing it?
Yeah, like he absolutely had sweatpants on. He's making a mistake. A guy's to come to a bar, sweatpants up, and be like, "That's my guy." So he has his sweatpants down, and his dick's just hanging out of it. And I was like, "Oh no!" And I was like, "I can't do that. I can't do that." And he's like, "Come on!" And I was like, "No, I can't." And to be honest, he'd put it away. And then I started hysterical laughing, and I was like, "You cannot be serious!" And then he was like, "I don't know. I thought that's what we were on." I was like, "Absolutely, bro."
Well, to be fair to him,
I'm sure
that is what you were on.
But I didn't like grab his dick or do anything like that. Like I wasn't. It was literally like a high school makeout.
Yeah.
So
you didn't even feel it over the jeans.
No, literally, no. I'm not that type of bitch. I knew I didn't want to fuck that guy, so I don't want to touch your dick. I don't want to give you any of the wrong ideas. No, we were just literally having our bar makeout. We were in a bar.
Yeah, but you're also 27 at the time. So it's like, you know.
Yeah, no. I didn't. Because I knew I didn't want to fuck this guy. I was like, this would be fun to make out with a guy at a bar.
Yeah.
And so anyway.
It'd be fun to make out at the bar and then go to the projects and get a little weird.
I didn't know I was going to the project. I didn't know where the fuck I was. I don't know what projects in the Lower East Side. I just know we were in the Lower East Side. So I leave. I'm like, I got to get out of here. And he was really, credit to him. Like, he came out with his dick out. Crazy.
Yeah.
But I called him out right in the spot and I was just like laughing about it. And then I was like, I remember like I couldn't see like straight. That's how drunk I was. And then I was like, I gotta get an Uber. And I couldn't, like, I was so drunk I couldn't put my address in. And then he's like, well, tell me your address, I'll put it in. And I was like, absolutely. And I'm like, to his face, I'm like, are you insane?
Yeah, because
I'm not giving you my address.
Yeah, because a week and a half later you'd be getting up to go to the bathroom at 3 a.m. and then he'd just be there hulking finger, cock out. I've come from what I'm owed.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
So I was so drunk. My parents were out of town and I had to call my brother.
Wow.
I called Michael and I was like, Mike, I'm so drunk. I like need you to get an Uber for me. Jesus. And oh no, I had to send him my location. I had to send Amanda my location. So I made that guy send her my location because I didn't want to give my address. And Amanda called an Uber to my location. Crazy. I got an Uber. I got home. I don't remember. Michael said that we had a conversation. Don't remember that. Then we went to the beach next day and make no mistake, I threw up.
Yeah. Well, it's just what a fucking rich story. And I'm going to ask what everybody's thinking. How big was it?
It was huge, actually.
Was it?
Yeah, it was a big dick.
Damn. Was it hard or was it soft?
It was hard. Baby, we made out. It was hard.
Were you guys making out?
No, that's the thing. I actually ended up because it was hard, and I was like, "Why?" He must have been jerking before he came in the bathroom.
Oh yeah, well, we've all been there.
And I'm sure I was in the bathroom for a while because I was like trying to get my bearings. You know, it's like when I don't know if you ever because you don't sit to pee, so like sometimes like you're so drunk you like hold on. And I was like, I got up and I was like, oh my, I'm like wasted.
Yeah, don't put me in a box. I sit down to pee all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I sit down in urinals if I can. No, I'm just kidding.
But make no mistake, that's the first guy I've ever blocked. Because he took my number.
Yeah, and he was just...
then the next day he was like, you're going to be my wife. He sent me all these things. And I was like, I'll never speak to you again. And I blocked him and I never talked to him again.
It's got to be a tough world to be a fella sometimes because you're just out at the bar, hot chicks making jokes, you're making out, and I pull out what I think is the deal sealer.
Yeah.
This big cock that's working so well.
Can I be also honest? I don't remember what his face looks like, but I can remember what his penis looks like.
Yeah.
If I passed him in the street, I couldn't tell you...
You couldn't pick him out of a lineup unless it was a faceless lineup and a cockful lineup.
I just know he was black.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Circumcised? Had to be.
Yeah, he was circumcised. Yeah.
Yeah, just big old penis.
He was black, but he was like your color. He was like a light skinned black guy.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, so yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's good for him.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you missed out on that.
No, it was by choice. I blocked him the next day. It was insane.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, so that happened. It's what it is to be a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't make out with guys at the bar. I go to the projects in the middle of the night. I don't know where I was.
You can't make out with a guy anymore these days. Every time you kiss him, they just pull their dick out. Woe's me.
Yeah, it's really crazy.
It would have been fun if that was the same guy at Comedy in Harlem that followed you into the bathroom and be like, I'm back. I followed the signs. Remember?
So funny.
Yeah, that's just what it is. Damn, you've had yourself a weekend. And that's just what it is. That's our one thing about weed. Yeah. We've had an up and down weekend. A lot of stuff's been going on, but we're feeling good, and we're just gonna move right into our next segment, talking about things that are happening in the world.
Yeah.
And some current events. We're gonna do a little. All right, so boom.
Yes.
And the biggest thing that happened this weekend, I feel like is Shane Gillis on SNL.
Yes, it was a very big thing.
A big ding.
It was a big dick. It was a big dick.
Bing dingaling. I'm just thinking about this guy showing you his penis, and make no mistake, I am worried. I'm worried that you think about him when we're making love.
You're an idiot.
This is what it is. I'm just being truthful.
Are you being honest? you crazy?
You said you could pick his dick out of a lineup. Could you?
No, I thought you meant could. Oh no, I was answering. Can I not pick him out? I can't pick him out. In
no, but you could pick his dick out of a lineup.
No, I don't. I can't. I don't. I didn't see it that long. I just remember him.
Which ball was saggier?
He didn't. If you think he had his balls out, he literally his dick.
Oh, he just dicked over the last dick.
Yes.
Damn, that is a big dick move, cuz.
I was like, what are you doing? That's insane.
That's how you know it was big for real, because he didn't even need the balls to scale. Because sometimes you want to show the balls because it's like, oh, look how far my penis.
That's not a thing. That's not a thing.
And he was like, nah, I don't even need the balls. They're gonna get it.
Yeah.
They're gonna just understand by sheer volume.
That's so funny.
Yeah, that's just what it is.
That's so funny.
You got, he's
but yeah, it's just kind of crazy. Yeah. What a story. No, I haven't thought about it till this moment right now.
Yeah. That's just
when you were asking me if that's a crazy thing, but no, it's not.
Yeah, I haven't thought about it to this moment right now, and just every other moment that I have a second to myself when you're not alone with me.
You're so stupid.
No, it's just what it is. But yeah, Shane Gillis hosted SNL this weekend, and I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was real fun, but the opinions are dividing the world greatly.
Yeah.
I feel like most people either are obsessed with Shane Gillis and they loved it, or most people hate Shane Gillis and they hated it.
Yeah, there is no in between, but I just feel like it was fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was nothing to write. It wasn't like it didn't blow anybody's minds. Yep. He was solid.
Yeah, I do wish he would have talked about the Asian thing.
He probably just doesn't want to. He probably just doesn't.
He's past it.
Yeah, he's past it. But I thought it was funny that the way he mentioned it. If you don't know why, just don't look it up.
Yeah. Just take my word for it.
Just take my word for it. And it's just what it is. Yeah. I thought his sketches were funny. The ones that I was awake for, not because it was a snooze fest, just because
you're tired.
Just I'm a tired bitch.
You got a cost in the bathroom.
Yesterday,
3 spots in a cost station in the bathroom. That's what it is.
Just attempted.
Yeah, but I'm stupid. I just think that I really do. The way that the comedy scene was responding to Shane Gillis doing SNL was super cool at first because, we're rooting for one of our own.
Yeah.
And then it just got weird. Then SNL Day rolls around and a bunch of comics that we know are just posting pictures of them and Shane. And it's like, did this motherfucker die?
Yeah, it was.
Why are you memorializing
weird.
him?
Shout out to Karen Feehan. Literally so funny. She did a video where she's combing her hair out and she's trying to figure out how to make this Shane thing about me. It's like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Why are you guys all we get it.
Why are you being weird?
Yeah. I understand you know him, but and some of it's like you don't actually know him. You've booked him for your show. You don't know this guy, and you got a professional picture with him. Yeah. It's just what it is. He doesn't know you, and it doesn't matter.
The funniest thing that I saw was our guy Lil Sasquatch. He posted a picture of him watching Shane. He's like, yo, this guy, shout out to Shane because they work together a fair amount. And then just his DMs are full of his own fans, a bunch of his fans responded to him like, yo, you're glazing it. You're topping him. Like glazing it meaning like, yo, you're sucking his dick right now. It's like glazing it. Crazy glaze. And it's just like 100 people.
That?
Yeah, and he posted it after. I'm like, that's hysterical.
That's really funny.
I love when guys just be like, yo, when you're just showing love to somebody, they're like, gay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was cool. But then, I feel like the ugliness of masculinity rears his head always because you just see a bunch of the bros out there like, yo, Shane said gay and retarded on his monologue. We're so back. Shit is so lit. It's so us. And I'm like, man, the fact that you just hear buzzwords and feel empowered,
it's crazy.
That you're just telling on yourself.
100%.
You're a loser.
You're an absolute loser.
You're an incel. Because even obviously the way that people use gay and retarded, historically have been very on the nose, very offensive. That's why people don't say them as much now. Shane is being edgy when he says them, but if you listen, it's really never out of context or in a way that is hurtful to anybody.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So you're just looking for something to feel like, oh, now I'm going to say what I want. You make no mistake, you're a white guy and you just want to use the N-word at open mics.
100%.
And that's all Shane Gillis represents to you.
Yeah.
Is that opportunity to be okay again.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
Trash, bro.
It's really insane. It's just people feel like you have to be one way or the other. And it's like, hey, Shane doesn't care about all you people that are in the just tagging people. I was watching people take that to Bo and Yang. And I'm like, Bo and Yang doesn't have a problem with him. And he doesn't hate Bo and Yang. People are insane. But anyway,
a lot of great comics made this point. I can't remember exactly who, but the left thinks that Shane Gillis rides for them, and the right wing conservative thinks Shane Gillis writes for them. Yeah. And it's the beauty of Shane Gillis is that he doesn't write for either one of y'all.
He doesn't write for anybody.
He points out the absurdity of all of it. And that's what comedy is. He's truly just an observationally and personally hysterical person. And everybody, and none of this is an indictment on his comedy, but the fucking people that feel so inspired by to say wild shit, they're missing the whole point.
Oh, they miss the point. They just hear certain words and they can't. Yeah. And they can't stand it.
But shout out to Shane, that was great. And the only other thing that I saw this week that's been going crazy on Twitters is this girl leaving her boyfriend for the artist performing at a concert. Did you see this?
Yes.
I showed it to you, right? This guy,
was crazy.
This Nigerian artist, his name is Omale.
Yes.
And basically what happened was a guy and his girlfriend were front row at this artist concert, and during this artist concert, he picks a girl from the crowd, brings her on stage, dances with her, then puts a big curtain up where you can only see their silhouette, and then you see what they're doing behind the silhouette. And, you know, this girl gets called out.
This girl just went balls to the wall.
Went balls to the wall.
Yeah, balls in her ass because he was humping her.
Humping her dry?
Yeah.
It looked like a middle school basement party.
No, it was crazy.
Pure dry humps.
It was nuts. And then not only that, she then at the end wraps her legs around. She just jumps on him and wraps her legs around him. Yeah. I mean, what are we talking about?
Like, if you have you have the heart to give somebody else a leg wraparound hug, you never cared about the person you're with.
Never.
You never cared.
That's
so that by itself.
Yeah.
Like, don't see somebody that you haven't seen in a while and give them a leg wraparound hug.
That's absolutely insane.
What are you doing?
Oh my God.
Do you think what do you think? Yeah, that's just rude.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I can't believe. Because also, like, in the video, it's like not like it looks like she almost opens the door. Like, the artist doesn't even start humping her until she is going like down. She's rolling her body on him. She's and then he turns her around and she's like giving it to him. And it's like then he starts.
He had to meet her at her level.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It all happened so fast. You pointed it out. The girl didn't even give her man her purse.
Yeah, she just ran.
She ran.
She's on stage. Getting humped with her purse on her arm. It was insane. And the guy's just sitting there, you could see his face.
He goes from, oh, this is funny to like, damn, I'm getting embarrassed.
Yeah, this is embarrassing.
And then they got mad camera angles of him just like.
Yeah, I mean, I would have left.
Yeah.
She would not have been able to come back and like stand next to me. Yeah, like I would have just been like, I'm fucking leaving. Like,
I might have blocked her then and there, dude.
Yo, it was so crazy.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. Like it's one thing if you could call on stage and you're sitting there and like the artist will get on top of you and start dancing and you like kind of stay there. She got on that stage and she was like, "This is my moment." She was throwing it filthy.
Yeah, filthy dub. She looked like Samantha Santos at Glory's birthday.
Oh dear,
2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And just really busted it open. It
was 3 years ago.
3 years ago. Make no mistake. And it's just, and I felt the way that guy felt, and I had no right to feel. But that's how I knew.
You're an idiot.
I am very dumb.
Yeah.
But it was bad. And then, you know, they legit, it was funny because they have so many videos of them after, like he's walking away because obviously he's not happy.
He's pissed.
And then the girl is like talking to her friend, all of her friends, all of her girlies are just like, yeah, you know, we would tell you if it wasn't that bad. It was bad, babes.
Yeah.
You wrapped your legs around this man. What are you doing?
It was crazy.
It was fucking horrible. And like, I felt so bad.
You know, it's bad when like the girls have to be honest in front of your man's face. Because we never want to do that. Like, I'll tell somebody about themselves,
but not in public.
Like, not in front of their man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna change a narrative, dude. I'm gonna try to, you know, make it seem like my homie's right or my girl is right. But it was so bad.
It was great. It was insane. And if you ever,
oh man,
on such a public scale, like, you know what, you better fuck that person now.
Yeah,
fuck that artist right now.
Yeah, because
it's over.
Would you rather me cheat in private and have it be one time and then you find out, or would you rather me do what that girl did in front of everybody? Not sex, but on a national stage. What's worse?
Fucking behind closed doors. At least I'm gonna get some fame.
Yeah, that's true. You know she definitely can get some clout. And so he got mad clout and he got like 20 racks and a new bitch. So, so he's up. That's true.
If you're gonna embarrass me, do it publicly, please.
That's fair.
I beg of you.
Yeah,
I need it. That's the least you could do. Give me some dignity.
Let me get something out of it. What was I gonna say? What do you think was worse? What that girl did, or like, because I feel like I haven't seen anybody that down bad since the Janet Jackson video when she like straps that guy to a board.
Yes,
and he can't move his hands and arms, and he's fucking screaming at the top of his lungs.
I think he's coming the entire time.
Who was down worse, that girl or that guy? What do you think was? Who would you be more mad at? Like, if both of them were your significant other, which one are you more mad at?
Man, I'm more mad at the guy tied up because like, what reaction is that? That was so insane that almost a part of me was like, is this man gay and he's trying to sell it?
Yeah.
Like, because it was so.
He looked like Vince McMahon in that gif.
Yes. she's like, she's barely doing anything, Janet Jackson. I don't know if you guys have seen this video, but it's a very funny video. It's like from her old, it's like in the 90s or whatever. Yeah. And she has this, she tries to go to a board and she just like goes like this to him. He's like, he's like losing it, breathing. And I was like, bro, get it together. So I'd be way more mad because I'd be like, if you don't act like you've ever done something in your life, you know what I mean? Like,
it's like you don't look like a bad man. You look like a gay one. And that's like I don't do that, but now you're making it look like I'm the problem.
Yeah, you're just acting.
Because I know you've never done this for me.
I'd be like,
I never heard you make this out of my life
ever. Yeah, this girl's just touching your shoulder. I suck your dick. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely not. That's worse to me because it's like I would be so humiliated that you were acting like that. Someone touching your arm.
Yeah, you're down bad. That's really
you better if you were acting like that for Janet Jackson to touch your arm. You better come when we make eye contact.
Yeah, you better. Whenever I walk into a room, like glasses should shatter from how high pitched your screams are. Yeah, if you don't turn into Mariah Carey every time I come out of a fucking corner.
Yeah, because it's like for that now everyone's laughing at me because like, your man is a loser. Yeah. If you do that shit on stage, now it's just people are just like that. He sucks. Yeah. You know, like, and now I look like a cool person. Yeah. At that point, it's just like, man, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This is your man. And you're just like tied to a thing.
That's yes. Mine. Yeah. No, that's bad. But yeah, that shit was crazy, and I hope that never happens to me. What artist would get you like that? Is there an artist that would make you like that crazy? Like even outside of me, outside of like you're not with me, but you get pulled on stage.
Oh yeah, me and Amanda used to watch and this is before.
Yeah, I know.
Songs.
Yeah, I mean shit, dude.
Yeah, he was like my hall pass forever. I thought. Like now I can't see past.
Is it more?
He's a very good looking.
Is he no longer your hall pass more because?
No, because he gives me the creeps.
Yeah, so it's not even about you and me anymore. It's just about him kind of being a little shaky.
No, but I'm saying like no. I think it
has nothing to do with me.
Shut up! I haven't.
Make no mistake. I haven't gotten past the institution of hall passes. It's just not Trey Songz anymore because he's kind of creepy.
No, I mean like I used to like he used to be like my number. When I say hall pass, he was like my number one guy. Like I'd always be like, oh my god, like this guy. But now he gives me the like I look at him like he's obviously still a good looking guy, but it's gross. Like it grosses me out because like the way like the things that people have said about him, it's so
it's really bad. It's
really nasty. It's really, really creepy.
And it doesn't feel good for me because I know now our love, it's not about me being your number one guy now. It's not about how good I am. It's just about how bad Trey Songz is. Because I'm fine, but Trey Songz has really dropped his own stock. And
you're an idiot.
You just got to take what you
who would you act like the guy for Janet Jackson?
Dog, if I, and this could happen, if Drake pulls me on stage, you should be nervous. You should be nervous.
You're gonna do the sexy red part?
Yeah.
Let that ass over. Let that Gucci breathe.
Say that bitch. Hands on your knees.
Make no mistake, if you were bent over and Drake saw it, he'd like it.
Yeah, no.
You got a nice ass.
Yeah, make no mistake, Drake shouldn't put me on stage because he should be nervous because I'm coming to take it. I'm not coming to take. I'm coming to take advantage. I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. Yeah. So Drake pulls me on stage, you should be nervous a little bit. Just a little bit. We're gonna vibe. We're gonna vibe hard. I don't smoke, but I will do hookah with Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like
you've never done hookah?
I think I know. I have only when I'm absolutely blacked out drunk.
Because I'm about to be like, babe, you gotta grow up.
I've done hookah when I'm absolutely only blacked out.
What is these things? I mean, whatever.
Hookah I don't like
stinks,
though.
But like to have tried it.
Yeah, and when I'm absolutely blackout, and I don't know why. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hookah will make me vomit.
Yeah,
make no mistake.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all.
Yeah, if I'm like drinking and I do too much hookah, everything is spinning and I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah, I've done hookah 2 times and I was blacked out for both of them. And I feel that I feel like I'm spinning. Yeah, and I feel like I'm gonna throw up. And if those things are gonna happen, I'd rather me be sober when that happens with me and Drake. If I'm spinning and throwing up, it is on purpose. It's not because I'm under any
if I'm
influence.
throwing up, it's because his cock is in the back of my throat.
Yeah, touching that dangly thing.
That swings in the back of my throat. You understand?
Sick. Just what it is, but yeah, that was crazy, and I hope that never happens to either one of us.
Yeah, well, first of all, someone pulling on stage is my worst nightmare.
You know what we should do at the next soft launch? We should pull an audience member on stage and just dance around them like.
And look at their partner.
How did you two meet?
Just touch someone's shoulder and see how they act.
Yeah, that'd be fun. We're gonna do that. So come to the next.
Tie them to a board.
Come to the next soft launch show. Me and Samantha will be on stage at the same time. Maybe get pulled up. It's gonna be at March 23rd.
March 23rd at 5
Saturday,
p.m.
March 23rd, 5 p.m. at the stand. We don't have a ticket link yet, but we will soon.
Yes, come and catch a dub.
Come and catch a dub from me, as Samantha catches one from you. Just what it is. And we're having a good time. We're having a great blast. Time. And we're just going to keep it moving right along into our next segment where we take suggestions and questions from people that fuck with us and love us.
Yes.
And this segment is called
That's What They Saying.
And we have a couple good ones, baby. You want to go first?
Yes,
yeah, you bring it up. And in the meantime, I put I put the thing in my story for people to respond, and the only response I got was from none other than Big Daddy Doza, my father, just asking how much a camera cost, because that's he is so willing to do what it takes to get on this podcast. And Pop, you're a good guy, man. You're fun. You're a good kid. Send an emoji of a man with a mustache.
Yeah.
Because
just see what the stipulations are for this week.
You mustache how much this camera costs for you to be. You're just gonna have to keep asking. He texted me and Samantha on the side.
We didn't answer.
We didn't respond because I'm putting it off, because I know that if I buy this camera from you, or you buy this camera, then it becomes real. Then again, it's not a joke no more. Then I got to sit on camera with my dad for an hour. No, but he's a good guy, and he will be on the podcast.
Maybe we'll just have his episode on the Patreon.
Oh, we should do that.
You guys wanted it, so pay for it then.
Yeah, www.patreon.com/softlaunch. That is a good idea. That's a really good idea. We'll put the dad episode behind the paywall. See how badly motherfuckers want to see it. Because my dad will drive that up. This is going to take us up the hood. I'm never going to work again. And I'm already not working now. I had a head start on being rich and famous.
All right, so we got our first one. I just want to do, it's our 22-year-old female from LA again that lives with her sister.
Shout out to age. Was it 22 or 23?
22. Well, she wrote 22 here. Well, I thought she was 23. It might be a typo.
I think this bitch is getting younger.
Yeah. So she said, it's her again. Thank you for more than perfect commentary on my situation. I'm busting a gut laughing, and I feel like I'm getting advice from friends. We love that. And then she said I would definitely rock Sam's World. Yes.
No, that's right.
But I'm not into stealing anybody's man. Sorry, JC, you cute, but take the bench.
Yeah. Well, you had nothing to work about, because if you don't like Drake, make no mistake, I'm not interested.
She doesn't like Drake?
I said if she doesn't look like Drake.
She doesn't look like Drake. Yes. And then so she has a question that said, my question is, what is your favorite movie? And what is a movie you recently saw that you did not like? And then hot takes. I don't know if that's like hot takes on anything.
Hot takes on movies, maybe.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite movie? What's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie is, I've got a few, but Clueless.
Clueless.
Yeah, and we did this question on the pod and you didn't remember.
Oh, we did this question already in the pod?
No, we did it. We were doing like.
A couple
how good we knew each other.
Fucking Clueless is a banger.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, hot Paul Rudd, peak Paul Rudd. No,
I mean,
was he ever hotter?
No, I mean, that's where I met Paul Rudd.
That was true heartthrob Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
His career could have went any different way.
Paul Rudd pretty up there for me as well. Saw him in the street this year, remember?
Yeah,
I was walking by Times Square and he just was there. Yeah. Just tiny guy.
And if he wasn't in a rush, he could have actually followed you to the bathroom and had his way.
Yeah, you saw him. We made eye contact and I literally, like, when I see someone famous, sometimes I forget that they can see me too.
Yeah.
So like, he did that and I went, I just mouthed, "Oh my God," to our listeners.
Yeah.
And I just kept walking, and I was like, I cannot believe that was Paul Rudd. Yeah. And then I just immediately texted you, and I was like, "Holy shit!" I was so excited.
Yeah.
Actually, confession, I didn't text you first.
Yeah, of course.
Texted David because we both love Paul Rudd so much.
We both get it. Yeah. It's just what it is. But my favorite. Clueless is a great movie. I fuck with it. That's peak Paul Rudd. Peak Stacey Dash before she went off the fucking deep end.
Well, one thing about Stacey Dash is she doesn't have a peak because she's looked like that forever.
Well, she doesn't look great now, does she?
Are you out of your bird?
I haven't seen her.
I know she's a horrible person, but
I thought that she got uglier. I thought that's what I don't know.
Impossible. She looks exactly the same.
The same. Good.
Yeah.
You don't have to show me. I believe you.
Oh, okay.
I'll put up a picture and we can all agree this thing.
She looks. She did terrible thoughts and stuff.
Yeah.
But really hot. She just found out about DMX 3 years too late. Did you ever see that?
No, what?
She, I guess, doesn't pay attention to what's happening online. And it was like, I don't remember how long, but it was at least more than 6 months. It was 6 months late. It could have been a year.
Yeah.
she did a video and she was like hysterical crying. She's like, oh my God, I just found out DMX died.
3 years after?
No, I said 3 years to be funny, but it was like 6 months to a year later. 6 months to a year later, and she just found out.
Yeah.
And it was very funny. She did a video crying, and she had no idea it happened.
That's crazy.
I thought you knew that. No, you're on Twitter like
Stacey,
that.
Well, Stacey Dash.
Might have been around the time you were going through a depression.
Yeah, it's just what it is. Because Stacey Dash, but she doesn't dash to keep up with current events. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
Stacey don't dash. Yeah. No, Clueless is fire. My favorite movie of all time is Snatch. It's a Guy Ritchie film about it's a heist movie. That's what Guy Ritchie does great. It's not that popular. I just fucking think it's so good.
Yeah, well, it's funny because Derek Drescher, that's his favorite.
I know. It makes me sad to have so much in common with a heroin addict with no teeth, but it's just what it is.
Just what it had to be.
Snatch is a great movie. Brad Pitt's in it doing an Irish accent. I think he's so hot in that movie.
Yeah, well, it's hot. It's Brad Pitt.
Yeah, no, Brad Pitt is one of the.
You said it like you were seeing something that no one else was seeing.
No, but I think that's like just another example. Like he's tatted up. He's lean.
He's got an Irish accent, doesn't he?
He's just fucking hot, dude.
Doesn't he?
Brad Pitt, doesn't he? He's got a bit of an Irish accent, doesn't he?
That's not Irish at all.
It's just what it is.
I just can't do it as well.
It's just what it is. It's just going to be British because that's who colonized them. It's just what it is.
It's just how it had to be.
Katie Boyle. Katie Boyle. Don't you think?
In Ireland. Yeah.
We're Irish.
I was in therapy.
I was in therapy. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, Snatch is my favorite movie. Y'all should go watch a Guy Ritchie film. It's about diamonds. What do I know about diamonds?
Yeah. It's about that. I saw it. It was actually pretty decent.
A movie that we saw recently that you didn't like.
That we did not like. Well, we don't really watch a lot of movies, to be honest.
Yeah, not so much anymore. So I'm trying to think of the last movie that I saw I hated.
We don't really go see them, so I don't, and we barely watch movies. We watched. You put me on.
Oh no, we did watch a movie. We didn't finish it, but we started.
Yes.
Was it Something About You? What was it?
No, it was with Lawrence from
Insecure
and the girl that's married to Dave Franco.
Yeah.
And I can't think of her name right now.
I
hate that I said who she's married to as who she is.
Yeah, because that's what people do to you sometimes.
Yeah, but I cannot remember her name at all.
In this case, you're actually doing it to protect her because if we knew her name, we'd just be
shitting on her because we put it on and then
somebody you used to know. Somebody I used to know.
Something like that.
It's an Amazon movie, and it is so fucking bad.
We got about 15 minutes into it, and we just knew it was going to be terrible. Yeah. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to watch this at all. And I thought maybe you might have been enjoying it.
No way.
So I was like, then one thing happened, I can't remember what it was, and we both we were like, get this off. It was so bad. The acting was terrible.
The dialogue's terrible. The acting's terrible.
It was really bad. It was really, really bad. We didn't even get to it. And then we put on the Tiana Taylor movie, which...
I was fine.
Felt like it was going to be better. The end was just so anticlimactic.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. What movie was that? Anticlimactic, yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember what it was called.
I don't remember what it was called, but it was fine. It's about Tiana Taylor's single mother.
Yeah, it was okay.
It was pretty good. But yeah, somebody I used to know on Amazon.
Yeah, I mean, I would absolutely never.
And I love Lawrence.
I love romantic comedies. Or I think that was what it was supposed to be. Yeah, and it was horrible.
What you can't do is you're no longer allowed to write romantic comedies where a black man ends up with a white woman. It's just not allowed.
I don't think that ends up happening. I think the twist is that he ends up being like, I don't want to be with you.
Good, but you can't tease that kind of relationship where in 2024 it's just not okay anymore.
Yeah,
it's okay to actually live that because that's your truth and love whoever you love. But that's so. We don't want
to make a movie about like it's a black couple and this white woman comes in and just steals the guy away. We don't want to
make movies like that. Yeah. That's not good for the black man or the white woman.
Yeah, it's just we don't like it. It doesn't paint anybody in a good light. Yeah. It's just not a good thing. I don't want to see it. I don't think anybody does.
If you're gonna go black, white, interracial, it has to be black woman, white guy at this point. It has to be. And even that's not great, but that's what it has to be.
No, it must.
Yeah.
It must be that.
Everything else.
Yeah. Which Sonali did a movie like that.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I saw it. And it's fantastic actually. Yeah. I mean, it's terrible, but I loved it.
Yeah. Well, that's a hot take. Like I love watching bad movies because
I think it's called Something New.
Yeah, if you can. Well, if that's some in it, it's gonna be some trash. That's what it's gonna be.
It. Yeah.
Well, you like terrible movies. It's what it is.
It is what it is. What it is.
And it's just we're having a good time. But yeah, my hot take. I do love to watch a terrible movie if I know it's terrible going in, and then I can just enjoy it for how bad it is.
Did you ever watch the movie that James Franco they made?
Yes, The Room. I never watched it, but I watched scenes of it.
Oh my God, I watched the entire thing with Jesse.
Of the old one or the new one?
The original.
Yeah, I heard the original.
It is hysterical.
I heard it's like a masterpiece of terrible movie.
Nothing makes sense.
I love that.
There is no plot.
Yeah.
It makes I mean, literally things are happening for no reason. It's going one way, and then all of a sudden someone's dead.
Yeah.
And then somebody mentions that they had cancer, and they never bring it up again.
I did not kill her. I did not.
Yeah. It's so bad. And then I loved the movie with James Franco and Seth Rogen. It was so good.
They made a movie about making that movie.
Yeah, and crazy. It's so good. That guy's filthy rich.
Yeah.
They do like screenings of that movie, of the Ridge, like all the time, and that's why they made the movie, because it's such a cult classic and it's hysterical. Jesse was like, you have no idea what you're about to sign up for, because nothing makes sense. It's like you're watching clips from different movies. That's what it's like. There's nothing. It ends. You're like, what the fuck just happened? He just did like sex scenes with people.
Yeah, they say it's a masterpiece.
You have to. I want to watch it one day.
We should. We'll review it.
It's so good.
I heard it's like they tried to make a bad movie and they did a perfect job of it.
And he spent so much.
Just a rich dude.
And he will not. He'll tell you that he's from America. And they're like, well, that's not an American accent. Yeah. And then I forget where he says he's from. It's like Ohio or something like that. And then everyone's like, they're like, oh, do you want to do it on film or on whatever? Like when they're about to record it. And he's like, both. And like, well, that's extremely expensive and nobody does that.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to do both.
He's just a rich oil money guy. It's just what it is.
I think he's like a Russian dude. I think, I don't know, but anyway, very funny. That's one of the worst movies I've ever seen, and it's also one of the best movies I've ever seen.
That's great.
Also Glitter, Mariah Carey.
What is that?
It was one of the worst movies of all time. Glitter.
Really? I've never seen Glitter. I don't know Glitter.
Nobody can take away.
When I tell you I don't know, and then you get really deeper into it, I don't know.
Anyway, you don't know because it was like she put the movie out and it was rated like a 0 on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's a universally known a bad movie. Yeah, and I saw it and I cried. I thought it was fucking masterpiece.
You really are. You are New York City borough trash. You are a bag of garbage.
It's a good movie. It's a great soundtrack.
You are tasteless. You have no taste when it comes to film.
Yeah.
You're trash.
And besides, you had no taste in Benny.
Yeah, it's just what it is. And even the jury's out on that one too.
It never.
Yeah, you're a crazy kid. Yeah. But yeah, that's it. Do we have any more submissions?
Yes, we do. We got a couple.
All right, so we're gonna keep going through them. Remember, guys, go to www.patreon.com/softlunch. We're gonna be putting this episode up unedited. We're gonna film another bonus episode at the end of this, where we get to be a little more messy and a little bit, unhinged.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
So we got our first one was just somebody just saying nice. So Maria Maverick, we love you so much.
Shout out Maria.
She said, you guys are my escape of happiness during these sad, trying times in my life. I love you. We love you too. That means so much to us. And then we got another a question said, what's the best kind of food for a first date?
Ooh, best kind of food for a first date?
Yeah.
I'm going to go bar food. I'm going to go bar food on a first date because, I think it's important to eat, but I think it's more about setting a fun vibe than doing a really nice thing. That's my opinion. I was also very poor when I was dating, so that made sense. But there's good bar food, like good, because I think you got to leave yourself room to go up. You can't go all out. Like, you can't go 5-star on the first date. I don't think. I wouldn't go to a Michelin on the first date. You don't know the person yet. So I think something like bar food is not like but I don't know, somewhere where it's more about the drinks than the food. That's what I would say. What do you think?
When I was going on dates with a single girl, one thing about me, I was ordering the lobster.
Yeah.
It's just what it's going to be. If I have to stand here and listen to you speak, I'm going to need a meal. And one thing about me, I'm not one of these girls that doesn't like to eat on a first date. I'm going to eat a little something.
Yeah.
And I would just order. I'm like, are we doing appetizers?
Yeah. A little apps for the table? It's just us at the table. Yeah, get something for the table.
Get something for the table. Yeah, no, I was really big on that. I'm not shy about that at all. I'm like, hey, I'm here. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Especially if I was doing like an after work thing, I'm not gonna fucking drink with you. I'm gonna get wasted.
Yeah, facts.
So let's just do it and get a bottle of wine.
Yeah, so
get a bottle of wine at the table.
While we're here,
I did that as well.
Yeah, so
but should we do wine? Should we do wine?
Yeah.
Should we get a bottle? You're gonna have white. Am I white? We'll get a bottle.
A little white.
Get a little bottle. And because I decided when I was going out to date, I was like, if I'm not, I'm gonna be stern.
Yeah.
So like I was like not I never did like the look for my bag to try to pay.
No.
I was like,
no. You asked me out, you paying for this date.
Yeah. I was like, I'm never gonna do that because I used to do that and I was attracting bums. So I was like, I don't want to do that anymore. So just sat there all the time and I'd order whatever if it was like a dinner.
So I think that's a good strategy for women. You should do that. Go get the most expensive thing. Make sure it's worth your time.
If you don't know the person.
If you don't know,
these are people I didn't know at all, and
I
was like, if I'm going to give you my time, you're going to feed me.
Yeah, as you should. So women, go out there, get your money's worth. And then fellas, if she lets you pick the place, you know what? Matter of fact, here's a pro tip. take charge. Pick the place. You know what I'm saying?
You have to
pick the place, and because you're picking the place, you can put a very hard cap on what kind of food is there.
Oh yeah, that's
so
the thing.
So if you don't want to pay too much, you don't have to go to a very expensive place.
Well, that's the thing. I felt like if you're gonna bring me to an expensive restaurant,
I'm gonna get an expensive dish. Yeah.
So if you're trying to show off then. Yeah, man. Let's get this lobster.
Go hit it. Yo, do first date, do a little dive bar that you know has good eats, and then make up a story about how it's special to you.
Yeah, and to be honest, I was doing that because I'm like, okay, you didn't even ask me what I like. So now you took me to an expensive restaurant. Yeah. I'm gonna eat.
Oh, what am I thinking? I don't know. What's your best thing? What do you have here? Is it the ribeye?
Yeah, for me, you got a whole lobster.
Is it the Kobe beef ribeye? Is it your cut this week? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
How much is that? $57 per ounce. We'll do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do about eight ounces.
8 of those ounces.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you ask me, perfect first date food, I say a dive bar vibe or bar and grill bistro maybe.
Yeah.
Something light, something where you put a reasonable ceiling on the amount of money you're going to spend that evening.
Yeah. I think that's really smart. And I also think, I obviously can't speak for everybody.
Of course,
but for me, I think like if any of these dudes would have been like, hey, actually I'm taking you to like this little hole in the wall place, but I heard they have like amazing food. Now.
That's better.
Now you've sold me. Now I'm fantasizing a little bit about how good this date's going to be.
You son of a bitch, I'm in. You know what I'm saying?
Like if someone said that,
where are we going?
You know, like there was a girl one time that got like a lot of hate on TikTok because she did a video just being like, I live in New York City, and like if someone takes me to a chain restaurant on a first date, like it's a never for me. Like you got to put a little bit of thought into it. And then people were like, oh, you had pick me girls in the comments just being like, I'm happy wherever someone takes me. It's like, cool, good for you. And then people were being like, oh, you're a gold digger. And she's like, I'm not even saying that. She's like, if you take me to like a dope ass taco truck, I'd be happier with that than if you took me to like Uno's.
One thing about women, you got to sell them on the story.
No, you got to just put a little effort. Just put a little effort.
You got to make it. You got to schnazz it up a little bit. It's not even about where you're going. It's not about the what. It's about the why. It's about the how. You have tools that you're just not using. You can sell a story.
Yeah, you got to be more like Ari Shaffir.
Yeah.
Just going absolutely viral on Black Twitter.
Oh my God. And it's just so funny.
If he wanted to, he would, ladies. Yeah. It's like, and you know what he also wanted? No one to feel bad about Kobe's death.
That's just what it is.
Just what it is.
Yo, it's so funny.
And I think Ari's funny and stuff, but I'm just like, everybody, all these people, I'm like, everybody's exhausting on social media. I cannot.
My man, in Black History Month, we're lusting over Ari Shaffir.
Yeah.
Because in every month this is sad, but in Black History Month, we should be euthanized.
Oh my God, it's so for the amount of like ladies.
I saw him in like a big Latina thread.
Yeah.
And it was like, we got to free our sisters.
No. It's so
We got to free our hermanas.
This or nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And to be fair, it was beautiful.
It was beautiful. One thing about me, I heard it and I immediately got out of JC.
Yeah. And I was like,
you would never do this. You'd never be like Ari Shaffir.
And I said, you know what? You're kind of right about that. And if that's what that's a level of love that you're not level of love. It's not has nothing to do with it's a level of thoughtfulness and execution.
Clean that up. Clean that up.
A level of thoughtfulness and execution that just doesn't exist in me.
Yeah, we're gonna work on that.
I don't want to.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, unless you're gonna pay for therapy. Just what it is.
Stupid, but you accepted it would be like my mother and not take it. Offered to pay for therapy for my mother and she won't take it.
Yeah, and
but big mistake. That was before when I could afford it. Now I'm the man of the house.
Yeah, and now Samantha's just piling up the things that I have to edit out of the podcast.
No, I don't care. Make no mistake. None of my family listens.
Yeah, make no mistake. We're going to be listening to this episode tomorrow and figuring out what we're cutting and keeping. And I'm going to laugh at this part. Samantha, we got to take that out. And
no, we're not. We're not taking it out. That's how we feel.
Yeah, okay.
That's how we feel. You can tell I'm going to fight with my mom. Yeah. It's fine. We're actually going to keep it in because I'm living my truth.
Yeah, good for you. I'm happy for you, and I'm just sad for me tomorrow.
It's the fucking Lily. I got no anxiety. I'm just feeling good. Let's talk about my family. Let's talk about it.
If we have a daughter, it's going to be called Liliana. It's what it is.
Yeah.
And if we have a son, it's just Liliano. Oh man, I do feel good. I want to crack another one, but I don't want to stop the momentum.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, but if you get me a donut out of the fridge.
You're a crazy kid. We're still recording. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that's been going on.
Oh no, wait, we got some more questions.
All right, go.
What did you? Do you want
I don't have no. Oh yeah, we do. We do have a couple questions. All right, yeah. All right, cool. Somebody asked, "What's the least New York thing about you?"
Okay. Do you want to go first or want me to go first?
The least New York thing about me is that I'm born and raised in Long Island. That's number one.
I was going to say, why don't you be on?
I'm a Long Island kid. Yeah. And the most New York thing about me is that for 18, 20 years of my life, I lied about it. Told everybody I was from Queensbridge because my family's from Astoria, but I felt like Astoria didn't get the respect it deserved.
That's so
And then I
funny.
learned about Nas, and I saw that it was within a reasonable proximity, so I said I'm from Queensbridge. It's what it is.
Yeah, it's so funny because David actually grew up there and he lied about it. No, he won't tell people.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, me being from Queensbridge.
He's not ashamed of him.
The only thing for me, for adolescent JC, the only thing bigger than actually being from a borough would have been being like 3-4 shades darker. Those are the only two things that could have really put me at supreme confidence. I would have given up an inch to be a little bit darker than I was.
Jesus
That's how bad my
Christ.
race. An inch off my penis, not off my height.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
And I know how much your penis means to you.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's just, what do you mean? I'm going to have to pay for therapy?
Yeah, and you know how much your penis means for you. My penis means for you. So you're like, I don't think you can sacrifice that inch. And also my Italian family, they wouldn't love it. They already have some questions. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
they're great.
One thing about my mom is she likes a black guy. She prefer you a little darker.
Yeah. All of this is coming out of the pod. Welcome back. We're at Soft Launch, www.patreon.com/Soft Launch for unedited episodes. But yeah, the least New York thing about me, number one, I'm from Long Island. And number two, and I'm ashamed to say, I have never in my life owned a proper pair of Timberlands.
Ever?
I don't think I've ever. I think maybe one pair, and I think they were hand-me-downs.
Yeah.
But I've never rocked a fresh pair of Timbs stylishly. And the only boots that I had in my high school life, they were Skechers, and I would just wear my pants over the Skechers label and hope nobody noticed the difference.
Yeah! I didn't have a real pair of Timbs. I was in high school, but in elementary school, make no mistake, I had thin Slate. Got him at JCPenney.
Oh my God! Yeah, no tree on the side. You had to write it in yourself.
I just hope everyone saw the T and just thought it was a Timberland, but it said thin Slate.
Did the T stand for thinsulate, or did it stand for therapy? Because that's what you have to work these problems out in me like a charm. Yeah.
Oh my God! I'll never forget. I wore those to dress down day in school, and I wore with overalls were back in. So like an Old Navy was like huge, and I wore my fake Timbs, and I made sure the pants would so you couldn't see the side. I made sure they were back.
Yeah, it's just
with my carpenter jeans.
Life. What a time in our lives. But yeah, from Long Island, I've never had a pair of Timbs. And the least New York thing about me, I've never spoke about this on a podcast, and I'm very ashamed of it. I think I've told you, but I'm very embarrassed about it.
What?
The least New York thing about me is I have been scammed before.
No, you haven't.
I have been fully scammed.
Wait, I think you might have told me this.
I was way too old to be scammed. I had been living in Queens way too long to have this fallen for this. It was 2020. Maybe in the pandemic. So I wasn't working. And fun fact about me, before 2020, before the pandemic, I also wasn't working. And for a couple years before that, I just wasn't working.
JC's pandemic was a little bit longer than ours.
Yeah, I just pandemic, just from 2015, just 2015 to 2024, just what it is.
It just had to be.
And I'm just in the pandemic again. But so I was tight on money. Yeah. So I go to Citibank. I was just walking. Actually, I was walking from the train. I don't know where I was coming from. But a dude stopped me. He was like, yo, bro, like, I really need help. Like, I got this check, but I can't cash it because, blah, blah, blah. Like, my account is overdrawn or something like that. So if you deposit this check, you'll get to keep the check money. You just give me the cash. And it was a black dude with dreadlocks. George Floyd had passed away. I didn't want to be racist. I didn't want to profile somebody based on the way they looked. He had ripped jeans, dreads, Yeezys on. I'm like, I don't think this is a good idea. Yeah. But I couldn't say no. And he walked
make no mistake, he stole those Yeezys off of somebody.
He walked me into Citibank, gave me the check, and as it was going on, I'm like, this is a bad idea.
How much was the check for?
$970.
No.
$970. and I deposited it. And
I can't explain to you how much I dried up.
And the message on the ATM was funky. It was all weird. It was like, we can't deposit it now, but it's pending. And then make no mistake, I withdrew the cash and I gave him the cash, and he was like, yo, I'll give you my number so you can call me if anything happens. I'm not scamming you, like, just so you know. Then he gave me the number, and I tried to hit him up, never hit me back. And I gave him $970, and it never deposited in my bank, or it deposited one day, and I was like, oh, that's fine. And then they took it all out.
Yeah, because he had no money.
Real. It wasn't real. So I lost about $1,000 during a pandemic while I had no job, and I was also in a relationship, and I never told my girl about it because I was so embarrassed.
Oh my God.
Just a Long Island kid.
You're just a Long Island kid.
It's just what it is. That's the least thing about me.
I want to beat the shit out of you, actually. I'm going to scam you at home.
Yeah.
I'm going to steal a check.
Yeah. I was embarrassed.
Oh my God. I can't believe that happened. That's crazy.
Yeah. So I'm not really from New York, honestly.
That's insane. Even if a kid in the street is like, hey, miss, can you, unless he's like I noticed that he's lost. I don't even, not even that. Like I've even questioned that because you would hear it.
I know, but
I'm gonna give nothing. I give absolutely.
And I've been pretty good my whole life. Like, I don't take CDs from motherfuckers in Times Square. Yeah. I don't give money to homeless people on the train. Anytime somebody walks back, oh, excuse me, like it's a no. But like this guy caught me, and I didn't want to be rude, and I literally gave him like $1,000 to not be rude.
That's I mean, honestly,
terrible, man.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't give people money, but I have. One time, I let a homeless guy hug me.
I would have rather given him a rack.
Yeah, he hugged me, and then it was thick. He took it one step further, and he kissed me on the cheek. And I was already having a bad day. It was the same day Michael Jackson died. I was having a bad day, and I needed the hug. And fast forward, it actually felt kind of nice.
Fast forward 15 years later, he followed me to comedy in Harlem and pulled his dick out. It's what it is. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. But that's those three things are the least New York things about me. Like I got fully scammed as an adult. I got fully scammed. I don't even know if I told my homies that. The first person I told was Adam Hamada, because he has a joke about the same thing happening to him, and he's from New York and he's young, so he knows better. But the same type of scam, they caught him like on a fake check.
That's
cash.
Completely insane. I'm trying to think of something that I've done that's like, I get my basic thing is I don't like a chopped cheese. Not that I like despise it, but I'm like, okay, it's fine.
Overrated.
Yeah, it's just.
Did you ever have a Philly cheesesteak?
Yeah, I like a Philly cheesesteak way better.
Philly is better. Chopped cheese is delicious though, and I think it's more bang for your buck because it's cheaper. Like Phillies are expensive. But I love a chopped cheese, but I do think a Philly is better.
Yeah, I think a Philly cheesesteak is like, it's not even a comparison to me.
Also, it's a comparison, just not in terms of quality. It's just like
no. That's what I mean. Like I think it's so much better.
Yeah,
like I think a Philly cheesesteak is so much better that it's like hard for me to even consider. I just think it's overrated, and I think it's now become like a cultural thing that I'm like, nah, you have to have a chopped cheese. Yeah. I know people that I grew up with that like I know they never ate a chopped cheese.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you just don't stop acting like
you don't got to do this.
You don't got to. Yeah, you don't have to do that at all. Like chopped cheese. If I'm being honest, chopped cheese was not like a big thing in my neighborhood. I learned about it in high school. Like when I went to like East Harlem and I was hanging out with my friends there. Like we went and we got to the store. They got a chopped cheese, and I was like, oh, I'll have that. I didn't even know what it was, and I was like, I'll try it, and it was fine. I would get it every now and then, like, and it was fine. I got it because it was cheap.
Yeah, same.
But it's like it's. I'd rather get a burger.
Yeah. I mean, that's all it is a chopped up cheeseburger. But saying that, I've loved chopped cheese my whole life, that is the New York version of when girls are like, oh my God, I don't usually do this. It's like, bro, you're just saying the thing.
You're just saying the thing.
Dead
it's
ass,
exhausting. Yeah,
no cap. Let me guess.
Yeah.
So do you think what else? Do you think there's any other things?
I guess I'm trying to think.
I think the least New York things about you is that you love a chain restaurant.
I love it.
Like you love a fucking Uno's. You love an Applebee's.
Yeah, not a first date. Not a first date, but I do love them.
Yeah, you love it. And this is the city of food, and you're like, let's just go to fucking.
Yeah, let's go to Outback Steakhouse. Get a good clam chowder.
Exactly. You're fucking crazy like that. And then another New York thing, not New York thing about you is that you're open-minded, and you don't believe everybody has to have the same experience.
Yeah, that's also very true.
You validate New Yorkers who don't say dead ass, no cap on my word of my dad. You don't you know there's New York outside of that, and that's very a New York of me.
It is really a New York of me. And I would say that I guess letting a homeless person hug me, and I also one time when I was in college, BMCC. It's just
shout out to B-Rod, BMCC Rod.
Just not him, but just the worst people go there, obviously.
Oh, well, no, that tracks. B-Rod is the worst.
No, it's just all the kids that like were failing out of school, and that's the only school they can get in. That's why I was there. No, I just didn't sign up for college until August, until I was supposed to. Like, I went to make no mistake, my parents like worked like extra jobs to make sure that I went to a Catholic high school, and I just didn't care.
And you just pissed away their time, and then you wonder why they're not happy together.
Yeah.
a lot of kids who go through divorce, the first thing that the therapist and everybody tells you, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. One thing about you and your parents, it's your fucking fault. You're the biggest investment. You didn't come good.
So I went to college, and then this guy, I was in health class, and this guy was like being annoying. And I was like leaving, and he's like, "No, I got my car. I'll drive you." And I was like, "I don't know this guy at all," and he like wouldn't stop. And I just like I was like only 18, and
you
I
let him drive you home.
Yeah, let him drive me home, and I was terrified the entire time.
I'll one up you. You know when you get off,
he drove me home. Yeah, and it was fine. Nothing
I'm
happened.
sure
he didn't even
fine.
try to make a move or anything.
Which good. I'm glad you got home. One time I came out of the airport coming back from All-Star Weekend. I was like 26. And you know the one guy that they tell you don't go to anybody's car that's not a taxi, and this guy's like, "Yo, you want to get out of here?" I was like, "Yep, let's do it." And then I went from JFK to Astoria, and it cost me $150.
Yeah,
$150, and the NBA paid for it.
Yeah, oh, good. As long as it have to come out of your pocket.
I don't know why I went with him, and as I was walking to his car,
like, what am I doing?
I know that this is the wrong decision, but I just didn't say anything.
Yeah, you start being like, no wonder people die. Like,
yeah, because they like people will go through such great lengths to not be rude.
Yeah, and it's I've done that, so I think that's the most New York that I wasn't just like leave me the fuck alone. Yeah, that's what I mean, the least. And I was like, I was like, I don't want to deal with the trains. Yeah. So I'd rather almost die in this car. Yeah, I got home so much faster.
That's why New Yorkers are like, "Yo, fuck out of here, suck my dick off rip," because it's like, bro, there's so many scams.
There's so many scams going on, but I would say that's probably
if you got a big heart, you're gonna feel good, but it's gonna come out of your wallet.
Yeah.
All right. What else do we got? We got a very deep question that I feel like we should end with, because I don't think we're gonna have enough time to put things in the boxes. We've been talking already. We'll do it next week. We got a very deep question, and the question is, how do you two navigate your mental health together in an industry where everything is a joke?
Oof,
that's deep.
That is deep.
How do you feel about that?
How do we navigate it? I think like we make it very clear what like our boundaries are and stuff like that. And like if something is really bothering me, not to make it a joke about it. But I think it's difficult. I don't know. Like, I feel like we also have because we're in comedy, and I feel like a lot of comedians, the reason why we do it is because we turn our trauma into jokes. So like, sometimes even if I'm bringing stuff up to you that I think is heavy, like I'll make a joke about it first and then I get into it. But like, I think allowing, because like I feel like I used to do that in other relationships, like, well, why are you making a joke about it? And I feel like you allow me to do that. And it eases me into like being able to talk about something heavy. But yeah,
if you're able to joke about it first, you can more easily let yourself be truly vulnerable about it. Yeah. I think for me, I'm not going to speak for you, but I feel like we have to really like be a safe space for each other, like safe to joke about terrible things and space to be serious about very small things. Yeah. Because comedy like almost makes you feel guilty for taking things seriously. It almost behooves you to never do it, because you're going to be dealing with people that are fucking dickheads, and they're going to make jokes about everything. And for me, when I'm in comedy spaces, and even sometimes with my friends in a big group chat, like, I don't ever want to be the one person who's taking something too seriously. Yeah. Or taking something more seriously than everybody else, because that's how you leave yourself open to get ridiculed. And I don't want to be ridiculed. So in comedy, I'm so used to letting everything slide that when I come home to you or we come home together, I need to feel like it's okay for me to feel a big way about a small thing. Yeah. Because, I'm a person. As much of a comedian as I am, like, we're training our minds to be funny about everything, or like for me, I feel like so much of my life is training to shorten the gap between something happening and it being funny, so there's plenty of things that trigger me and that I'm offended by and that I don't like and that piss me off, but that reaction time is so small because I'm trying to make a joke about it already, because I feel like if I'm not doing that, I'm not pushing myself to be better or be artistic. So for me, the most important thing is that I feel safe to be silly about really big deals, and I feel safe to make a big deal about really small deals.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You know? So I feel the same way. It's important. Like where, you know, I enjoy the fact that we have the safe space to do it. Cause like there'll be times that we're out and something happens while we're out, and then as soon as we're alone, I'm like, I hated that. Yeah. And like you give me the space to feel that way. Yeah. And it's great because I feel like if you weren't in it, you would be like, tell them something, you know? And it's like, sometimes you can't, and sometimes there's different, you know, it's just politics of comedy. And like, sometimes you just don't have the space to speak on how you feel.
Or it doesn't register that you should be speaking up seriously at this moment.
Yeah. Like sometimes
that's what happens to me.
With me too, yes. Like I feel like I have been disrespected multiple times in comedy, and like I don't take it seriously. And then I leave and I'm like, I feel super disrespected by that. And you've been there, you've even made like the remark of like, I don't that's not whatever, but like I, you know, sometimes it takes me a little bit and to have the safe space to like have a reaction days later for me, like sometimes like things don't register because I honestly feel like I always try to come from a good space for people. Like I try to create good space. You assume the best in people. I assume the best, so when they say something that might be that is definitely disrespectful, I'm like, oh, there's no way they meant it that way, and then I'll think about it days later and I'm like, this motherfucker.
Yeah, even if then you get to the place like, even if they didn't mean it like that, it still happened.
I don't like it.
And I still didn't like it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and then you create the space for me because I know that sometimes it takes me a while that like, I'm always like, should I even bring this up, or are you going to think I'm nuts for thinking about it for this long? But you always create the space for me to like feel and.
Yeah. Because I feel like as much of a safe space as comedy is to be honest and vulnerable and bare your soul on the stage and tell people how you feel about stuff, it's not you're not delivering a monologue. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like as open and free as you can be, you have a responsibility to be funny first. Like
you have to be.
Like you can talk, but you do have to be funny.
That is so true.
And being funny is fun and it's liberating, but you know, it does. You know, you can't be truly honest. Not like truly honest, but like that's more important than your actual truth.
Yeah.
Is making it funny. And you do need time as a human being to feel outside of the funny.
It's true.
Like there's things that piss me off, and I can talk about things that make me mad on stage, but I'm going to be trying to do it in a funny way. But there's some things that just plain piss me off.
Yeah, and I don't want to make it,
I can find the funny at some point, but I don't always want to.
Exactly.
Sometimes I want to just be pissed.
Yeah.
And express anger. Sometimes I'm sad. Yeah. And I want to just be sad.
Just be sad. I don't want to make
I'll work later to get it to a place where it's funny, but like sometimes you have to feel the actual emotion. You can't fast forward that part, and that's something that I think being alone, like in the part of my journey where I was alone, I was trying to fast forward through the sadness because I wanted to get to the funny, because I thought that's what being a comic was. And being a comic is important, but not more important than being a person.
Please, yeah.
Because the person's the one who's making the comedy, and then the comic is delivering it. So we have to create that space for each other to be people, to feel, and to actually be vulnerable.
Yeah.
So we can go and project the vulnerability that we want you to feel on stage. Because we're being vulnerable, but that's not true. True vulnerability doesn't have to be funny.
Yeah.
We make it funny because that's our job, but it doesn't have to be, and it isn't always.
It isn't always. It's so true. I remember like when I was, I had already like dipped my toe into comedy, and then you know, a lot of stuff happened. Like my dog died, my grandma died. It was a hard time, and I just had not processed a lot of stuff. And I remember there was a comic that I was friends with that was like, when that all happened, like you got to talk about it on stage, and I was like, I'm not ready. And they're like, you have to, this is what you have to do. And it was like, nah. You know what I mean? I have to feel it, I have to go through it. And now I have one of my favorite jokes about that. And I was able to do that once I like healed from it. But like that, moving past it too quickly and making a joke, I did that my whole life.
Yeah.
And that's why I fell in that place, because you end up being like, hey, I've been joking about so many things that are like so heavy and deep, and I don't actually take time to process it, and you have to. And then, and I think, and then it comes out even funnier on the other side.
Processing, because you're taking more time.
Because you take more time with it. Yeah. But yeah, you give me the space to definitely feel that way. And like days later, and like if it's something that's really bothering me, you give me the space to like kind of keep bringing it up. Until like I've worked through it. You create that space, and you're not like just listening. You know, you offer your advice, but in a very healthy way. You're not like trying to change my mind.
And you do the same for me, and we need that as people, you know, because especially comics, like you said, when something happens in a comedy space, like we're friends, but they're coworkers, so they'll know you're going through something to be like, you got to talk about it, or you know, or like that's their big advice. Like, you know, sometimes humans can be like, hey man, you got to shake it off.
Yeah,
comics be like, hey man, talk about it. bring it on stage.
Yeah.
And they mean well, but like as a human, you actually need to process and feel and go through the whole thing. You know, because, you know, comics make you feel like everything has to be done. And that's just because that's what they say. Like Keith Robinson, you know, the comic who had a stroke, he says, and he's like, oh, I'm grateful for the stroke. He gave me something to talk about. And it's like, I'm sure that's true. And he does have something to talk about. And you have to be grateful for everything in the scheme of life. But to tell him, yo, you're lucky that this happened to you so you can talk about it, that's crazy. But that's what comics do. But, you know, I'm sure he has people in his life that are like, yo, feel this, go through it for real.
I'm sure he did.
And I'm sure he did. And he's a world-class comedian, so his process is probably quicker and his jokes are better faster. But you know, you need to be a person.
You have to
before you be a comic. That's why such an important part of comedy is touching grass and going out there and living life and being a real person, going on dates, taking a night off, traveling, doing something that you can maybe talk about, but you keep your head down. Everything's about comedy. You're not gonna have anything to say.
Which I also feel like, going back to mental health, I felt like you were in a place where you were just like going, and I feel like you've done a really great job of like not doing that anymore, and enjoying like life and letting life happen. Like when JC and I started dating, this motherfucker didn't want to do anything that he didn't take a night off for like the first year that we were together. Like if we did a date, it had to be early before shows. If we had something planned and he got a show,
plans was canceled.
Even a free show, he would go take it. Plans were canceled. And then like as time went on, like I was just like, you know, it's okay to like be like, what is all this for if you don't get to do the other stuff? Like, and like I've noticed when I hang out with like my people, I always feel like I feel way more like rejuvenated and refreshed and all that stuff. And I feel like it took you a bit. Like I remember like our first vacation that we went on, you were fucking like, oh my God, we're gonna miss all these shows. But then you ended up, we had a great time. I think it's all it took was for you to like enjoy yourself and be like, oh, this is actually fine. And we had a great, I remember on our way there, you were like, well, something happens this week and we'll get like a bit out of it. And I was like, or if we don't, it's fine too.
Yeah, I know. I know, man. That's just the head down shit. And I think the most important thing, like we're saying, that I feel like, I hope you feel like I do it for you and you do it for me. You remind me of the human parts of life that need to be lived, because we validate each other's comedy so often. We're always in a space of comedy, but it's also life. We're doing life together. We're not just having a career together. We're having a life together.
Exactly.
And our life is more than our career.
You can't forget to live.
And I feel like you always remind me of that, whether it's with a time or a place, something that we should do. And I hope I make you feel that way when you want to talk about real things that are happening in your life. So I think just making that space for each other to be real people.
It's 100% true. It's so important because it's important to strive for balance, not just one or the other. So yes.
And thank you so much, and I love you for that.
Yeah.
And I love all of you guys.
Yeah, and we left this episode on a snoozer.
Yeah, we left this episode on an absolute real talk, because make no mistake, Luis Galilei hit us up. We have to make content for his mental health page, and we just use this as a springboard. So if you fell asleep, wake up and go to www.patreon.com/softlaunch. We're about to do our bonus episode where we're gonna have some fun bits. We'll put shit in the box on the Patreon because we have to get to it. But you guys, we love you guys. Thank you. This has been episode 36. Every Wednesday, coming out with more content, more clips. Soft Launch live show, March edition.
March 23rd.
March 23rd, Saturday, 5 p.m. at the Stand. When you hear this, we will be in Emus, Pennsylvania this weekend.
Yes.
On the 2nd at the Emus Theater in Pennsylvania with Tony Loud. Come through. Link is in our bio. We're going to be in Portland, Maine in April, on April 12th. Come through to that show, also in our bio. And also, the day after you guys hear this is the official drop of Perimeter on BET Plus. Shout out to my brother Armani Ortiz is dropping his first full television show. 4 episodes on BET Plus. It's gonna be fucking incredible. I've seen the trailer. All of my people have seen the show itself. It's gonna be amazing. Shout out to Jordan Coleman. Shout out to Ava Monet. Shout out to Donovan Christie. A bunch of great actors gonna be on the show. We already got our subscription, and when I say we already got it, we have it, but we've talked about it. We're gonna figure it out.
We'll have it by the time this is.
We're gonna use the Patreon money, and this is what it is. Go watch Perimeter on BET Plus. Go to Patreon, subscribe to the Softies, $5 a month, and go have a great rest of your day, because we're done. I've been Jason Mendoza.
I'm Samantha Santos.
Peace.
Bye.